What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I am fishing the river again, looking for some trout and salmon. Goal for today, catch a fish off this rod. It's another handmade rod. Finished this up a couple weeks ago and looking for my first fish on it. It is a 7-foot light, very sensitive rod. Throwing it with 10-pound braid to a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. And I'm using a little handmade spinner. And what I'm doing is just kind of working my way up the current. I always start downstream and work upstream, because if you get a fish upstream and that fish goes downstream, it's going to cause a lot of commotion. And I always like to fish downstream and work up. And we just had the sun come up over the trees there, so starting to get some sun peeking out. Surprisingly, nothing at my first spot here. Normally I catch some, but fish are being a little bashful today, so I'm going to work upstream and hopefully find some fish I want to hit. Oh, that may have been a fish. No, I think that was a fish. It's too deep and too much current there for that to have been on bottom. We do have a storm front coming in later, so I don't know if that's messing with the fish. I don't see any fish rising. Normally in the morning you'll see fish rising, but there's nothing so far. There's a fish. Nice, about time. Oh, is that a bass? Please tell me that's not a bass. Oh, it's a bass. It's a smallmouth. It's a smallmouth. Normally I like smallmouth, but not so much when I'm fishing for trout and salmon. Well, got my first fish off this rod at least. That was a nice healthy female though. I was hoping that was a trout or a salmon. I hope that's not the only fish I catch. I only have about a half hour before I have to go pick my daughter up from a sleepover. I was hoping I'd tie into some trout and salmon, but they don't seem to be wanting to cooperate that well. Oh, there's another one. That looks a little more troutish. That looks a little more troutish. Oh, it's a brookie. It's a brookie. That is a brook trout. That's a nice brook trout. All right, I gotta get my net. Yeah, I'm gonna risk this fish getting off, and I'm gonna go grab my net, 'cause I really can't wet my hands. So I gotta climb up this rock and grab my net. If I could have wet my hands, I would have just grabbed it, but there we go. Nice brook trout. Here we go. Nice brook trout. First river brookie of the year. All right, hands are wet. And that fish is hooked just in the top of the mouth. Nice easy release. Beautiful fish. All right, gonna get this fish back in. There we go, off it went. So glad I caught a trout today. I only had about a half hour. I knew it would be kind of a stretch, but I picked up that smallmouth. I figured that'd probably be the only fish I caught today. All right, nice. That is what I was looking for right there. Hey, and that fish hit pretty much on the current break there, just where that fast current kind of breaks off to this whole side current. And that fish came off of that little handmade spinner. That fish meant business when it hit it too. I mean, he smoked this spinner. I almost thought I was hooked on bottom. He hit it so hard. And that is my first trout off of this handmade rod. This rod's fishing really well. This rod's extremely sensitive, but strong enough that it handles these fish in this fast current. I don't know how well it shows, but this current's ripping. This current's moving pretty fast. And what I'm using on this rod is a Shimano Sahara. This is a 1000 size reel. I'm using 10-pound braid to 6-pound fluorocarbon to a swivel to about a foot of line attached to my spinner. If you don't use a swivel, these spinners will tangle your line up and create one heck of a mess. So that swivel helps to eliminate that. Just about out of time, folks. I'm gonna fish for about another 5 minutes and I gotta get out of here. All right, folks, we're gonna call it good there. Not bad for 45 minutes. I was hoping for a couple more trout, but that's how it goes sometimes. But the trout fishing is just starting to heat up here in Maine, so it's only gonna get better from here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.